We're back. Yeah, we're back. Once again for the second time now. So, let's get on with this, shall we? Let's talk about trial number 2. Whew, I can't wait to talk about this one. This was probably the most stressed out I've been after a Dnagnronpa trial. Like, I'm not even joking. I was so stressed out. So basically what happened was we found Rashon and Kai's body. We went through all the evidence we could. Basically there was just like this big argument back and forth of how Caillou was dumped into the water, what could have knocked Rashon out, caught blunt force trauma on Rashon. We were just back and forth at it all day long. It was just so annoying. We even had a scrum debate between what item knocked out or caused the blunt force trauma on Rashon, either a guitar or the axe. We won with the guitar. And then the last thing, and this is where my irritation started going, was when Shawn Lightning, or Jordan the Roblox Gamer, mentioned about the spray can. Of course, I knew immediately, okay, I'm being framed here. If you don't know, my OC is Z, the guy with the red hair. I'm sure y'all know that though, so not gonna bother with that. Anyways, so when Shawn said it actually was me, I'm like, that's bullshit. I didn't have spray cans. I only had 3 spray cans with me. I never once grabbed a spray can just to use to spray in some poison somebody else. I would never do that. Because because my OC never replaces any paint with something else. He doesn't do that. So he, especially with poison, because 1, he's not that smart enough to think that. 2, you can't put something in a spray can or dump a new substance in it. It's hard to spray out more if you do it that way. So it wouldn't really work to put poison in it. Though with Dnagnronpa, many things sometimes people can't do can happen in Dnagnronpa. So who knows? So basically we went God, this went back and forth. I even had an alibi too, which you would see in the video, because we figured out that Caillou died on night 1 before the announcement of the buildings being locked. So, and Rashon a couple of days later on night 3 died as well. When the Blackened walked back to the beach house. The beach house is where the victim died. Both victims died. Anyways, back to Focusville. So afterwards, we got around for the back and forth argument between me and Shawn for the longest time, and then he starts blaming Mitchie as an accomplice, which, for 1, frustrated me, because even I had an alibi for her as well. And then he went on, you know how whenever in Dnagnronpa you solve a killer, you go over what all that person did. That's basically what Shawn did to me. Shawn explained everything that was all nowhere true. And eventually, we got stuck into voting time, which I was trying so hard to explain. There were many flaws in this thing. For 1, we confirmed it wasn't an axe. It was a guitar that was used. We never confirmed Caillou was ever attacked by an axe to begin with. We confirmed Rashon was never attacked by an axe. So the bloody axe had nothing to do with this case. We confirmed that... Well, wait, I think... Okay, I could be wrong about that. I haven't checked the full story yet. What that Blackened did. So... Anyways, continuing. So, after that... We basically... Sorry, this is just I'm trying to process this out of memory because this was a few days ago when we did this. So he mentioned about Minty being an accomplice, which is false because many people had an alibi for her, so that should have been false. I'm trying to think. Y'all, sorry if I'm kind of delaying this. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Okay, yes. So then afterwards, he goes on to mention. I'm trying to think what else there was. Sadly, they don't. Shinxton never put the flaw story on Discord, so I never got to know what it was. He. Okay. Anywho, there were many things. So, yeah, and we confirmed Rashon was never there at night 1. Well, he even said in the story that Rashon wasn't there at night 1. Though what was false about that was Rashon was lure over there. But the thing was, no, god dang, I'm just like thinking false. Okay, let me just stop explaining it because it's kind of hard to say. In the end, I got voted. And it wasn't me. The real killer was none other than Shawn Lightning. So, yeah, Shawn Lightning was the killer. The reason why was he was scared after he saw Flo and Dylan died. So, he wanted to kill to escape the place. So, all of us got executed. The best part about it, though, was this. So, when it got brought to execution, we were in a field of grass, and above us dropped down knives. All of us were dodging it pretty well. We were all surviving very well dodging it, and then one was about to hit Kanoko Tanaki in the face, and Shawn pushes her out of the way and takes a knife plunge into the chest. So he was medically evacuated from the area. Don't know where Shawn's at, and we all got to live. So it was a failed execution in the end. But now, let me read you what actually happened during... What did Shawn actually do to Rashon Akai? Here we go. Chapter 2, Murder Summary. After Flo's murder and Dylan's execution, everyone was hoping that there would be another murder. However, before Dylan had even died, the culprit was planning a murder of their own. After the trial, the culprit approached Rashon. They promised the two of them would get together and play music later on. Rashon agreed. The next day, the culprit prepared for their crime. They took a bottle of poison from the storage room. This is what would be used to kill Rashon. However, they weren't only there for the poison, they also grabbed 2 more items, spray paint and a screwdriver. These items would be used to frame Z and Kanoko for the murder. Next, the culprit brought all the items to the beach house where they planned to lure Rashon. They wrote a note to Rashon asking to meet in the beach house to play music shortly after nighttime. However, something messed up his plan. Caillou had noticed Rashon leaving the cottages and immediately grew suspicious. After a bit of searching, they found a note that the culprit wrote to Rashon. Caillou became even more suspicious and made the decision to follow Rashon to the beach house in secret. After meeting up with the culprit, Rashon noticed the equipment the culprit brought with him. He was so fixated that he didn't even notice the culprit picking up Rashon's old guitar off the ground. Before Rashon even knew what was coming, the culprit struck him with a guitar, causing him to black out. Unfortunately for the culprit, Caillou was watching the whole incident from one of the windows. Caillou knew at the moment he had to do something. Caillou, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, I'm just thinking it is. Caillou, right after the attack, ran in and tried to apprehend the culprit in an attempt to save Rashon. Unfortunately, the culprit already saw them coming. After a struggle, the culprit pulled out their pocket knife and slashed Caillou in the right eye. Caillou attempted to run away via the back door, but the door was locked beforehand. The culprit took action and stabbed Caillou multiple times in the back, causing him to faint from shock. With the interruption in their plan, the culprit realized they had to revise their initial plan. To start, they dumped Caillou and the katana into the ocean. Next, they headed to the greenhouse and grabbed an axe before returning to the beach house. Now they would continue their original plan of poisoning Rashon. Then they sprayed Rashon's mouth with spray paint. Using the remaining poison, they dumped it into the empty paint can before hiding it in the empty bottle of poison. They used some of Caillou's blood to dirty the screwdriver and axe, and then hid both weapons. Their plan marched on. They blocked the front door of the beach house and then the back door using the key. They hid the key in the sand. Now, they needed to create an alibi. After locking every door to the beach house, they entered their cottage again, planning for the bodies to not be discovered for multiple days. During the time period, they were always talking about staying near people to create a fake alibi. Eventually, the beach party rolled around and Caillou's body was discovered. After reading the note, they found the buried key and entered the beach house, where they found Rashon's corpse. However, the culprit was not aware that the blood would have dried. So there you have it. The whole time, the murder was none other than Shawn Lightning, the ultimate rock star. So there were many things flawed with what he said. I only noticed this now. So, for one, all of us were wrong in the trial. It wasn't Caillou who was or it wasn't Caillou who got sent the note. It was Rashon who got sent the note. Caillou just found the note. So Rashon was attacked first before Caillou. It wasn't the katana that was used to attack Caillou. It was Shawn Lightning's pocket knife that was used to attack. Which one, I had no idea Shawn had a pocket knife, so there's that. So he stayed by other people to get a fake alibi going, which was smart on his part, I gotta admit. So they grabbed an axe to fake it, to make it look like that was the one that hurt Rashon, or caused the blunt force trauma. Caillou was dumped in the water. And you guess the note got ripped in half during the attack. Don't know what he was thinking with hiding the key in the sand. He hid it in the sand. So he did a good job. I gotta admit, he framed me very well in this. I was so hoping that wouldn't happen to me, but he framed me. He framed me good. I'm not gonna deny it. Now, we only have maybe 12 students. Shawn is still a mystery of whether he is alive or not from that knife that stabbed him in the chest. So whether or not Shawn is alive or not, we don't know. For right now, it's either 12 of us remaining or 11 of us remaining. We still don't know. And again, this was a pretty interesting chapter, so to say. I love the free time. It was much more fun than I think chapter 1's in my opinion. And the trial was very intense and took a damn long time. I'm telling you, this thing took like about an hour or two. It was very long. So, yeah. Alright, I think this is going to be it for me. Thank you guys for watching. This is chapter 2 of Dnagnronpa Future Shining. I hope you enjoy. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.